30 years of experience. The simple. Any human being accuracy is almost 90 to 95%. So that rest of the 5 to 10% accuracy is filled by the robot. In other words, whatever the targets will define, the robot will deliver the target to reach the target. So that is what it is. So basically the experience adding to the precision will deliver great results. The second important difference is when I do the operation, I have to cut so many tissues, balance them, cut again, balance them to see the proper tension in the joint. Whereas the robot will decide all that in the computer itself, and then we will go and cut in our friend Mohan Babu's words, fasak. It is only one cut, that's it. It won't allow you to do 2-3 more cuts. So in other words, the catchphrase is no more cut less. So we know more about the joint beforehand.
And again, another important point is, it is all like a tailor-made for you, not the ready-made suit you buy. It is like a bespoke tailor-fit suit for you. In other words, before operation, you will get CT scan, and all that will be into the files, and your 3D reconstruction of your own joint will be fed into the computer. So the computer knows exact sizing, how much to cut, how much to release to fit the implant. So that is the beauty of it. So it's a very, very personalized, flexible knee replacement. And another thing is, this robot is the only robot in the world which can do the hip replacements. No other robot has got that application. So in other words, hip replacement is a lot of people have got a avascular necrosis, ankylosing spondylitis, and post-traumatic necrosis of the joints, hip joints, and that is another thing. And hip joint, again, the cup placement, the reaming, those are very important. That robo will not let me do the mistakes there. And in fact, we are having 3 applications today. One is a total hip, one is a total knee, and another is a partial knee. Partial knee is being done by the youngest Padma Bhushan awardee, Sindhu. She is going to do the surgery. And Jayesh Ranjan is going to do the total knee. Chamundi, you are not doing anything. You are not doing anything. You are just behind the wickets, that's all today. Okay? And Health Minister, the Chief Guest, is going to do the total hip replacement on the dry bones. You got to see to believe it, how much the technology can assist a human being in reaching that 100% accuracy. Okay, we are ready with the AV. Health Minister is coming 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we will start the AV.
Hello.
In the bottom. Okay.
Hello, check.
Yeah, okay. Now, 2 other robos. One is my son, another is my son-in-law. I'm calling that robot because they assist me and they won't let me do any silly things.
Hello, check.
Hello. Good evening, a very good evening to one and all. Kushal.
I'm Dr. Adarsh. We're both orthopedic surgeons and executive directors at Sunshine Hospitals. So, what's up?
What's up? How are you?
Good, good. I think today there's supposed to be some launch or something, right?
Yeah, we've all gathered for this launch of robotics.
Okay.
And that's why people are still trickling in, and we're going to start the whole process
So,
soon.
do we know where the robot is today?
Yes, it will be unveiled soon. We're just
Okay.
waiting for another 15 to 20 minutes.
Somebody was supposed to join us on stage today, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sunbot.
Sunbot? Who's this Sunbot?
Who is this? Who's this person?
You call yourselves doctors and you don't even know how to diagnose that.
Okay. What is this? Who is this? Whoa.
Oh, what is this?
This function is for the launch of robotics. I'm the robot being launched.
Hey,
Who are
you're-
you and why are you here?
You're not the robot being launched. You don't even look like a real robot.
Of course I'm real. What do you want me to do?
Can you give a handshake?
Easy.
Whoa, cool.
Big deal, big deal. I mean, are you going to be a lazy bum or can you even move?
Piece of cake.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Wait, I have a tough one. Can you actually sing?
Why not?
No way.
I can sing a song about you.
Hello, doctor, I'm the Messiah.
Enough.
Bus.
Now I got a tough one. Can you perform surgeries, my friend?
Nope.
We're talking about big fish here, man. We're not talking about singing and giving handshakes. You can go, get lost. We have a bigger robot who we're going to unveil now. You can take leave. Thanks. Useless.
Aha. You made me cry.
Yeah.
Yes. So a very good evening to everyone. I'll quickly take you all through the evolution of robotics in another 2 minutes. So can we have the pointer?
This won't work on that. Let's check.
Right. It's not fitting into the screen. That this is roughly around 350 BC. This is considered the earliest robot. It's a wooden dove by Archytas. This robot is a wooden dove which has the capability of flying up to about 650 feet on its own. It's steam powered. So that is considered the earliest robot. So way back in 350 BC. Right. Around 200, these were Egyptian statues which people went to ask questions and advice and life decisions to. So the people would go in Egypt to these robots and then ask, and the robot would either say yes or no. And then people would actually go and believe that. Later it was found out that there were priests hidden behind these robots who were actually nodding their heads and not actually automatic or intelligent robots doing that. In around 1500s, this is Leonardo da Vinci's Knight, very famous, and this robot actually had the ability to sit on its own, stand on its own, nod its head on its own. So that was the advancement. Around the 1700s, this is called the flute player in France. This flute player actually had the ability to make tunes on his own. We welcome the health minister. So I'll go on. Yeah. So around 12 different melodies were possible with this flute player, and it all depended on how much air which was given through the pipe and the finger movements of the robot. So that was quite a big advancement for that age. And in the late 1700s, this 3-year-old boy, it's called the writer, still there in Bern, Switzerland. The boy was able to write with a quill, and the eyes would follow the quill as the boy wrote. And even when the boy dipped his ink, the quill into an ink bottle, he would actually move and make actions with this quill to indicate that he's drying the quill. No, it's fine. Next, please. Yes. Now here's where serious stuff started happening. In the 1920s, Eric, the talking robot, this was the first time a robot was made which had the capability to talk. So Eric, the robot, made a 4-minute speech in Britain, which became so famous that he went on world tour and was accepted everywhere in the world. These are the modern sophisticated robot. Braxter and dump truck are industrial robots. Braxter mainly to help loading and unloading of materials and transport, and the dump truck is an automatic robot that no human is required to drive that truck. And of course, there are also some military robots. And now coming to the robots in the medical field, there are many, but these are the famous ones. Da Vinci, which is used for urological and abdominal surgeries. Revolutionary robot. And CyberKnife is the robot that is capable of giving radiation therapy to the micromillimeter to help in treating tumors. And the Tug is actually a robot which helps in administration at the hospital level.
Honor, sir. Thanks for coming, sir.
Can I have the last slide? Okay. Right, fine. So we'll go on now, our little baby, Mako. So now I'll invite Dr. Gurva Reddy, our Managing Director, to please come and say a few words and present about our robot. This is not working.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. So this is not the robo. This is my grandson's robo. Since it just greets you and says hello to you and sings a couple of tunes. But the robo which we are presenting is a real 4th generation robo, and I'm not boasting anything. The inventor is here, Dr. Kuhn. Give a big round of applause for him. This gentleman has spent half of his life in the development of this robot, and he will come and talk to you at an appropriate time. A past to reckon with, a vibrant present, and a future to behold. How can I move these slides?
We'll do it from there.
Okay. Yeah. And let us say, my journey of 30 years, I spent 10 years in UK, and when Lady Diana expired, I thought there is no more glamour there. I came back. Little did I realize that her daughters-in-law are much more glamorous than her. 5 years I spent in Apollo, and then 5 years I spent in Kim's Hospital. And as people gossiped, myself and my co-brother Bhaskar did not pick up any quarrels. We just thought I'll go and develop a specialized institute. And I started Sunshine Hospitals. As they say, you need 3 F's to start a hospital: family, friends, and fools to trust you. I got so many fools to trust me, and I'm sorry to say, but they're all great people. My board of directors, P.V.S. Rajgar here. Where is he? Sir, thank you so much. And Hari Bugana is here, and S.P. Reddy is here. These are all the so-called fools who trusted me and put the money in me. And it was a great journey, 10 years exactly. We opened 4 hospitals: Sunshine Hospital, Secunderabad, Gachibowli, Karimnagar, and Bhubaneswar. Next slide, please. And now we got the largest orthopedic group practice in India. No questions about that. We got around 34 full-time consultants and 16 visiting consultants. Nowhere else in India, even in teaching institutes, you don't have that much bigger group. And our success goes to this group practice. Next slide. And now we are proud members of this International Society of Orthopedic Center. We're the first hospital. We are only 2 hospitals from Asia. And you can see that Mayo Clinic, Hospital for Special Surgery, Endo Clinic from Germany, and Sunshine Hospital. This is the prestige group. Over 26 hospitals are accepted in this group. And how they give it, not by recommendation, not by nomination. By invitation, you have to produce some 10 scientific papers. You have to do 1,000 surgeries per year. You have to have 10 fellowships minimum. Like that, there are so many criteria. After fulfilling these criteria, we got this prestigious entry into this one. And we are the Asia's 2nd largest joint replacement center. And it is a matter of pride for us. And nowhere else except in Ahmedabad, nobody else does so many joint replacements per year. And now we got so many accolades and awards. Next slide. And now what is the next big thing for Sunshine? Obviously that question is always there. A lot of people think and feel that they should retire, but unfortunately my wife acknowledges that I never stopped growing. So this is the next thing, what we call Sunshine Orthobotics. It is a designated global center of excellence. Again, another important landmark for India. This is the first recognized global center of excellence by Stryker and Vattikuti Technologies here. It is the only global center of excellence. It means basically we are in the forefront of scientific research, and they invite us to do a lot of research papers, and people from all over the world come here to learn, and we go all over the world to teach them. We are 4 certified robotic surgeons, myself, Adarsh, Kushal, and Dr. Suhas, and 4 of us went to Germany and Australia and America and attended cadaveric labs and operated on the dead bodies also to get this certification. So now we are doing this most advanced robotics. A lot of people have got this misplaced ideas. When we talk of robots and surgery, people think of this movie scene. In Rajinikanth, the robot will come and do the bridge presentation.
We are making history. మొదటిసారిగా ఒక రోబో పురుడు పోస్తుంది.
And all the gynecologists in this audience will be laughing. So no robo will work like that. Our robo will work like this. You can see that. That is the robo Mako, and that is this one. This is haptic control. Before that, we do that, and then it will come and position itself here. This is a 360 degrees movement arm, and then this is the burr. In fact, Sindhu is going to do this surgery in a minute, and it's a sculpturing. Basically, you can see that, and you see in the computer. And this is the haptic control, the red control. The moment it goes outside, the burr stops you. It will not let you operate. So you can see that this is a totally replacement. Again, pre-operatively, like I said, it is not a ready-made suit. you go and get a bespoke suit depending on your measurements. So then CT scan is done, and all this is filed into the 3D planning. So your joint, the computer knows how it looks like, and that is exactly fed into the computer in 3D virtual model. And on the top of that, these are the green color are the implants. These are positioned, and then you know the sizes by these numbers, whether the size is right or not. And I have to get these things right. You can see that now it is tight this side. And so in the normal joint, you have to release and see. But here you don't need to. You see in the computer, you wait until this 14 and 14 becomes equal on both sides, and then you go and cut it. And that's it. You can see that these are the haptic boundaries. And now this saw goes in between these green lines. You can see in the computer. The moment it goes out, the red line, it will stop. It will not let you cut. That precision is there in this robot. You cannot even let that cut also. Like Michelangelo said, every block of stone has a statue inside it, and it is a task of the sculptor to discover it. So I am the sculptor, and the robot is my tool, which gives me a beautiful masterpiece of a knee joint like Pita. Next slide. And now partial knee replacement. This is one of the things which Adarsh is trained to do that. The olden days, you replace the whole knee, even if the partial knee is damaged. Now only whatever the part is damaged, you will sculpture that and you put a half the knee replacement called partial knee replacement. For this, the lot of pressure is needed. If you overbalance, this side of ligaments also will go bad. Whereas this robotic will not let me do this overstuffing of this joint. That is a wonderful concept of this one. Now coming to the hip replacement, this is the only robot in the world which can do hip replacements. No other robot does this. And this is again a beautiful thing. The reaming of this acetabulum cup is fraught with so many dangers. However experienced you are, sometimes if the bone is soft, you can see that Suhas is showing this. By doing this, sometimes you can even damage the bone here, like that. But whereas the robot will not let it do it. It will go until that green disappears, that's it, it stops you. Whereas you can see that Suhas has penetrated this cortex. This is a dangerous thing. It happens 1 in 100, but still that is very bad to the patient. That it will not happen here. This green disappears, that means the robot has told you, look young man, stop here. So that is the pressure. And again, while hammering the cup also, the zeros will not let the hammer go further down. So that means the moment zero comes, your hammer blows will stop. So that means you will not damage the bone any further. So why does Guruvar Reddy need robotics? He is 30 years experience, he does 4,000 joints. That is because of the ABC. For the accurate sizing, for the perfect gap balancing, and 100% precise cuts. That is for the total knee. For partial knee, it prevents overstuffing, which is very important. For the total hip, cup placement and avoid dislocations. Because 5% of the hips dislocate because of the malpositioning of the cup. Robotic will not let you do that. It will put 100 out of 100, right place, right cups. So that is why the robotics is that one. Then why Mako compared to all other robots? People might think that this guy is putting a lot of hype in this. It is not the first robot. There are 100 robots in Hyderabad also. Yes, there are. But those are boys and this is a man. What is the difference between the man and boys? This is the only CT-based system which will create the 3D image beforehand. And it is the only robotic arm with the intelligent tool holder with no cutting jigs. I don't need any jigs. Just the saw will go and cut it. The only system with all three primary applications, totally, partially, and totally. All of them are done. And the only system with haptic technology combined with the 3D CT data. The haptic technology, Dr. Kuhn developed that after many years of struggle, and that is the one. Now you can see that 3 lakh procedures are already done. The maximum procedures in the world are done by the Mako Robo. Around 35% of the knee replacements in America are done by the Mako Robo. And again, 1,000 patents are there for this company. 1,000 patents. And now nearly 750 systems are there. And we are the first one in India, the 4th generation. There is one more Mako Robo in Cochin, that is slightly older version. The newer version is with us. And what does it mean to our patients? Less pain, obviously, because you are cutting less, because only one cut, like FASAC, so that means lesser cut, lesser tissue problems, and 92% patient satisfaction. You can see that this is the minimum 5 years follow-up. So less bone cut, less analgesics, immediate less time to discharge, and physical therapy is less. There are 12 advantages to the patients with this Mako robot. And we have gone to Australia and different hospitals, Vincent East Hospital, St. John of God, the Epsworth hospitals, spent considerable time. Then we went to America, we went to Florida, New Jersey, and we went to the cadaveric labs and we went to Home Striker Center. That is the cadaveric labs where you do it on the dead bodies. And then we got the certification of all the things. And now this Makos Orthobotics is the one. We designed that, we patented that called Orthobotics. And the another myth is that Guruvara is not needed, only the robo is needed, like our Chamundi is saying. If the robot does, it becomes like this. I'm telling you. So don't trust the robo and go when I'm on leave. Okay? So please confirm that Dr. Guruvara is there or my team is there, then only go and ask for the robo. So basically, my 30 years of experience meet the precision, and that becomes 100% success, and the patient outcomes are much, much better. And thank you so much for listening to that. Now the plan is, we got, I'll just take the flow. There are 3 applications. Our Health Minister Rajendra Garu, Jayesh and Sindhu, don't worry, this saw will not cut you. Okay, you will be doing partial knee replacement.
Chairs and
that means you will be burning, no? Am I right? Sindhu will do the total knee. Sindhu is a total knee because now you are Padma Bhushan. Okay? Okay, the video is coming? Yeah. Now I'll just show a video clip of why this is so precious to us and why this technology has become so precious to us. We can see the endorsement by the...
I'm Dr. Steve Meyerthal. I'm an orthopedic
one of the
surgeon. Well, the
premier
importance
institute.
of robotic-assisted surgery is to assist the surgeon in getting the implants in the pre-planned position. Ideally, that the more exact an implant is positioned, the better the function of the knee, and ultimately the greater the longevity of the implant, meaning the implant should last and function for a longer period of time. We've used instruments for years to do this, but we've never used anything that's as precise as the robot has the ability to function at.
Bone and Joint Center in Holland, Michigan. The new Mako robotic arm-assisted technology enables Dr. Derek Johnson to pinpoint patient-specific implant insertion to within a half a degree prior to even entering the operating room.
We are now using a 3D technology with CT imagery, getting a CT of that knee specifically in time, and then placing the implants on specifically on the end of the bone, 3D in space prior to even coming to the OR room or the operating room initially. And then we come in with the robotic arm and make these cuts, but it will only allow me to be locked into a haptic where it will not allow me to cut beyond the bony edges of the bone itself, preserving and protecting the soft tissues of the knee.
Mayo Clinic.
Mayo Clinic orthopedic surgeon Dr. Cedric Ortiguera says there could be 3 million per year by 2030, and to expect robot arm-assisted knee replacements to help serve that need because of several advantages.
There's potentially less blood loss, less invasive surgery to get into the knee, and perhaps a quicker recovery.
In this demonstration, Dr. Ortiguera says you can see the surgeon still controls the procedure, perhaps with even more control.
It actually keeps our hand and our device and the saws that we use within a much safer area, and it prevents us from going outside those boundaries.
Professional musician Sandy Jo Malman is in pain, a pain that was diagnosed 14 years ago as arthritis in her knees. Dr. Jeff Zarin will try an innovative type of full knee replacement surgery on Sandy Jo. He'll use Mako.
There are a variety of robotic-assisted technologies currently available to assist with how we do joint replacement. But the Mako itself represents an evolution, an emerging of several technologies in a way we haven't really had before.
1 year later, Sandy Jo is doing great.
Again, it is called forgotten joint. So far, only hips are forgotten, but now we can see that.
My 2 main takeaways would be 3-dimensional personalized planning and accurate execution.
Utilizing the technology over the last 10 years, I've performed several thousand partial knee replacements.
It's a really exciting time in our field right now. The robotic arm assistance, it's made me a better surgeon and a better educator.
can see that we are no India represented, no yellow color, and 2019 678, and now we are the first one to that. Give a big applause for us. We deserve that. Okay. It's across in 26 countries, and now it is there in India. These are the 4 certified surgeons. In the near future, some more surgeons will be added to our team. And this is just the beginning, my friends. With all your blessings and best wishes, we will prove to the world that Hyderabad and Sunshine is the place for the joint replacement people to come and get the latest technology. Thank you so much. Now I'll invite Kushal to come.
Yeah. So before we get to the unveiling, I'd like to invite our guests of honor onto the stage. So we'll start with the first one. Now what can we say about the first guest of honor? Calling her an overachiever is itself an understatement. In 2009, she made her badminton international debut at the age of 15. In 2015, at the age of 20, she got the 4th highest civilian award, that is the Padma Shri. In 2016, within 7 years, she reached the pinnacle of her sport and got the silver medal at the Rio Olympics. In 2017, already she was world number 2. In 2019, she became the first Indian to win a gold at the World Championships. Sindhu made the Forbes list of highest paid female athletes in 2018 and 19. She is the recipient of Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna and Arjuna Award. Recently, in January 2020, she was also honored with the 3rd highest civilian award, that is the Padma Bhushan. She is the youngest Indian to receive the Padma Bhushan. Now this may seem to be the achievements of 5 different people. No, but it's only one, the one and only PV Sindhu. Please, Sindhu, may I ask Harsha to please accompany Sindhu onto the stage. Come, Sindhu. You can come. Sindhu, yeah. Our next guest of honor, Mr. Jayesh Ranjan, member of the Indian Administrative Service, the IAS, batch of 1992. In fact, he was the All India topper in that year. He holds a master's degree in psychology from Delhi University, degree of business management from the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, and a master's in public management from Lee Kuan Yew School, Singapore. Today, he is the Principal Secretary of Industries and Commerce and IT for Telangana government. His assignments involve warm welcome. And now for our chief guest for the evening. Born in 1964, Sri Itala Rajendra Garu ventured into poultry farming in 1987 and at one point he went on to breed 10 lakh birds, making him the leading poultry farmer in United Andhra Pradesh. He ventured into politics in 2001 and in fact he was one of the founding members of TRS. He contested 6 times as MLA and won each of the 6 times. He was the floor leader of TRS party from 2004 to 2014. He became the finance minister for Telangana in 2014 and lasted in 2019 as in that tenure. In these 2 years as health minister, he has already started 2 new medical colleges with 150 MBBS seats and 131 PG seats each. The politician with values and human connect, Shri Itala Rajendra Garu.
Just stay there, sir. Robot will tell you when to come. I just wanted to butt in to say one word. I have seen many politicians, including my father-in-law, mother-in-law, and I've rarely seen a politician in the current scene who has got such a human connect. And Rajendra Garu is a father-in-law for all of us because his son-in-law works with us. Okay. And I had this experience of going home to invite him, and his son-in-law is telling, and every day around 500 to 800 people, his conscience people, eat at his home. He has got a special mess, special catering for this. And the other day he was telling, before entering politics, he used to have 300 acres of land. Now it has become 100 acres. I think the only politician who has lost his financial value because he entered the politics. Sir, hats off to your human connect. And really we appreciate your connect, and please stay there. Before coming.
Music. We're now ready to unveil the robot. We request Sri Itala Rajendra Garu.
Right. So now that we've unveiled the robot, I would like to invite our youngest Padma Bhushan awardee. For today, she is a doctor, Dr. P.V. Sindhu Garu. Okay, she's going to be not doing a ribbon cutting today. She's going to be doing a rib bone cutting today. So I would like to invite her to do the total knee replacement. Anybody there to assist her?
While Dr. Kushal and Ms. Sindhu are on stage, I've been given the task of explaining what is going on. So here on stage, you can actually see the sawbone which is in place, and that's the haptic feedback arm that is coming into the view. And on to right of your screen, you can actually see the computer image, and whatever is green is the part that is supposed to be cut.
Okay, the ribbon cutting.
Now the saw is locked in its haptic.
We have to be convinced to take you in our Sunshine team. Sindhu.
Yeah. So now the blade, as it's coming into the view, you can see that the computer is recognizing it. And then as the saw goes in, you can see the actual cut happen.
If it moves outside, it won't go. Sindhu, come on. Let Sindhu cut. Let Sindhu cut. That's not Sindhu's hands. Don't cheat us. Yeah, that green thing will go off.
This is easier than badminton.
Yeah. Sindhu, take the power. Yeah. It happened to even Piche Suryanarayan, right? That's it. You can see that any vibrations, it will stop. Even 2 millimeter vibrations also, because it is mounted on the table. That's why the vibrations are there. In the human body, it won't be any vibrations. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, Sindhu. You want to cut more? You can join us in tomorrow.
Thank you, Dr. Sindhu. Can we have a few words from Sindhu over here? Good job. You can join Sunshine from tomorrow.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, a very good evening to everybody. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Gurwa Reddy sir, and it was a very good experience today, me operating. And I must say, as sir said, I think robos don't replace surgeons, but they assist. I think definitely the technology is so fast that, the robots have been coming and, generally when doctors do, the accuracy might be 95%, but I think the robotics do it completely 100%. So I think I once again congratulate Gurwa Reddy sir, and thank you so much. Uncle, okay. Gurwa Reddy uncle, and it's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much.
I like Sindhu very much, not that she's Padma Bhushan and a badminton champion, but she comes from a family. Ramana and Vijay are here, the proud parents. Give them a big applause. However big she is firmly rooted to the floor. That is the hallmark of any champion, the real humility. You take a Tendulkar, you take Federer, you take Sindhu. All of them are in the same mold. Sindhu, keep going.
Right. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Gopal Chakravarti. He's the CEO of Vatikoti Technologies. And Mr. Chakravarti is a graduate from IIM Calcutta. He had an interesting progression in his career from consumer durables to IT services and now to healthcare. As the head of the Vatikoti Technologies since 2015, he's tripled the strength of the Da Vinci robots in India. That is the general surgery robots that you might have heard of. And his mission now is to replicate the same in the field of joint replacements. Welcome, Gopal Garu. Please come.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, dignitaries on the stage and off, for giving me this opportunity. I'm very happy to be here on this occasion representing Vatikoti Technologies. Mr. Vatikuti, who is the founder of Vatikuti Technologies, himself is from the undivided state of Andhra Pradesh. Now he belongs to Vijayawada, and he's a serial entrepreneur in the area of IT. And now he's been concentrating on bringing technology into the healthcare field as much as we can in the Indian context. Our first venture was to bring the Da Vinci Robo, which is for general surgery, for abdominal surgery, as you heard before. And that robo has become the most successful venture for doing surgery, and it's got the maximum number of surgeries being conducted by a robo in the world. Having established more than 75 installations in India, we then moved on to another area, which is orthopedics, and therefore made the Mako Robo from Stryker. As you've heard already, which I don't have to repeat, it's the leading technology for doing orthopedic joint replacements. And I'm extremely happy that such a hospital as Sunshine, which has such large volumes of joint replacements, has chosen to accept this robo and use it. And I'm sure with the help of robotic surgery, this hospital will achieve much more with Dr. Gurva Reddy and his whole team. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, sir. When we printed the invitation cards, Sindhu was Padma Shri. Now she has become Padma Bhushan. So we have to honor her. We got a special cake made for her. I invite all my board members who stood by me, P.V.S. Raj Garu, if he is still here, Varaprasad Reddy Garu, Kurra Srinivas, S.P. Reddy, if anybody, Hari Bugra is here. Can you please come onto the stage and take the honors of getting the cake cut by Sindhu? Can you cut the cake, please? P.V.S. Raj Garu here, Varaprasad Reddy Garu, please come. Anaran. Srinivas, Kurra Srinivas, I have seen here somewhere. Jump. P.V.S. Raj Garu, gone, please come. Where is the cake? Sindhu mother is around. I request proud parents, Vijaya and Ramana, to come onto the stage, please. Ramnaran.
That's again. Thanks for I'll send it over. Okay. So I would like to invite our next surgeon for the day, robotic surgeon for the day, Jayesh Ranjan Garu. I'm going to name you Dr. A. Jayesh Ranjan Garu today because you're going to be a robotic surgeon. I'd like to invite you to do the partial knee replacement, ribbon cutting over there. Yes. Yes, yeah. Can we have the visuals? Can you have the visuals, please? Yeah, thank you. So if you notice here, this is the partial knee replacement. Jayesh Garu is doing a fantastic job. It's slightly different from the total knee. There we had a blade. We cut the bone. Here we're using something known as a burr. It slowly burrs out the bone. Because it's a partial knee, we don't have to cut as much bone as we had for the total knee. We're just taking out a small amounts of bone with this burr over here. He's doing a good job there. Jayesh Garu, you're a natural. So if you notice, the total knee replacement, we had to cut the whole bone. For the partial, we are only cutting the worn out side of the bone. So that's the difference between the total and the partial knee.
Jayesh, he can be next Michelangelo.
Mandi.
Thank you so much, sir. I would request Mr. Jayesh Ranjan to say a few words.
Honorable Minister for Health, Shri Itala Rajendra Garu, Honorable Minister for Tourism, Sports and Excise, Shri Srinivas Gaur Garu, Dr. Purva Reddy Garu, invitees, members of the Sunshine team, ladies and gentlemen, it's a matter of great pride for all of us here in Hyderabad that such an advanced technology has been introduced in one of our city hospitals. Normally we see that there aren't too many people who are interested in adopting new technologies, testing new technologies. But obviously Dr. Purva Reddy is an exception. Not only has he been in the forefront of creating new innovations, new opportunities, but what he has introduced today is absolutely state-of-the-art, absolutely futuristic. And the little exposure I got a while ago in trying it out makes it very clear that this is the way surgeries will be conducted in future, that even the smallest margin of error which a human surgeon can possibly bring into a situation, that gets completely avoided. Healthcare is one area where we have seen the application of a huge amount of new generation technologies, of frontier technologies. Apart from robotic, we have seen some very interesting artificial intelligence related healthcare solutions which have been tried out in multiple contexts. Big data is another area where big data is another tool which has helped healthcare professionals in multiple ways. IoT is another one. 3D printing, of course, is combined here as a part of this particular innovation. So all in all, I'm happy that some of these advancements which so far we keep hearing about or reading about are happening in hospitals in the West have been brought to us as well. And my congratulations to Dr. Purva Reddy for always being ahead on this technology curve. And hopefully what has been introduced in Sunshine Hospital will motivate others also, and this will be replicated widely in other healthcare institutions. And eventually this will end up making a huge impact amongst the healthcare community, will benefit the patients. So once again, heartiest congratulations, and thank you very much for making me a part of this function. Thank you.
Now I would like to welcome Ms. Meenakshi Nivetia. She is the Vice President and Managing Director of Stryker India. She spent over 20 years in healthcare industry across many countries in Asia, Europe, and the US. Her focus is to establish Stryker as a leading medical technology company in India. Ms. Nivetia is also actively engaged in shaping policies of our healthcare sector through various honorary positions across many national and international committees. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Good evening, members on stage, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud to be here as Managing Director for Stryker. Stryker is actually, the company was founded by a gentleman called Homer Stryker almost 60 years ago. He was an orthopedic surgeon, and his vision was that in every stage, for every patient, we need to continuously improve how we treat patients. And with that vision, we brought the Mako technology. And now we are really proud to say, as Dr. Guruva Reddy shared, we have almost 800 Makos around the world and benefiting at least 300,000 patients and possibly even more that we don't know of. So today is actually a very proud moment for us to be here in Hyderabad with Dr. Guruva Reddy and the entire team. This is the technology. We can bring technologies, but it can only really benefit patients if doctors and surgeons adopt it, adapt it, and bring it to patients. Without that, we really cannot benefit anyone. And I think that is really the mission of Stryker, that we bring the best technology, but more importantly, we partner with the best doctors in the country to bring this benefit to patients. So as a Stryker representative here, I want to say a huge congratulations to Sunshine Hospital, to Dr. Guruva Reddy, to everybody who believed in investing in this kind of a technology, because I am sure it is just a first step, and patients, not just in Telangana, not just in Andhra, across the country, will really be much better off thanks to the initiatives taken by Dr. Reddy and Sunshine Hospital. So thank you very much for the belief in Mako, and really looking forward to making a real difference to patients. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Mahendra Bhandari. Dr. Bhandari is a noted urologist. He's a bioscientist and director of robotic surgery at Watikuti Urology Institute, Detroit, Michigan. His pioneering work at Henry Ford Hospital, along with Dr. Mani Menon, has laid the foundation for modern-day robotic cancer surgery using the Da Vinci robot. He's also the CEO of Watikuti Foundation, which is credited in bringing Da Vinci robot to India. His efforts have ensured that there are currently 60 Da Vinci robots in India doing exemplary work. The Global Center of Excellence for Robot-Assisted Joint Replacement will be set up at Sunshine Hospital through Watikuti Foundation. Sir, we thank you for this honor and request you to come on stage and say a few words.
Honorable ministers, dignitaries on the front, Dr. Kuhn, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit about Watikuti Foundation. If the technology would have worked or robot would have worked as Dr. Guruva Reddy said, I'll give you an example. We were not the first one to bring Da Vinci to India in 2010. And people of Hyderabad knows because one of the robots was here. First robot was bought in 2000 by Dr. Trehan, and then by the time Watikuti Foundation took over this responsibility of bringing technology to India, there were 6 sick robots. Totally in 10 years, the robots performed 200 surgery, and all of them were Me Too phenomenon. So what changed the game after Watikuti Foundation took over? Because I have my roots here. I spent 48 years in surgery here. So I knew inside of it. Because in our country, technology is a Me Too phenomenon to show to the patient we have a robot. And that's why when Watikuti Foundation we believed in technologies as good as the surgeon is. It is a facilitator of surgeon, as Dr. Gurva Reddy says. Surgery and autonomous cars, two examples I'll take because Honorable Secretary talked about the technologies and artificial intelligence, where the parameters of success have changed. 99.49% recurring is no good. These are no zero tolerance zones. Because if a surgeon has 99% success, the 1% which has failed, he is the worst surgeon in the world. And that's what the technology does. Today, the surgery is taking two directions. One of them is predictability, because if in a newcomer's hand the surgery joint replacement fails, it's okay because it's a learning phase. But for a person like Gurva Reddy, if there is one patient who doesn't do well, gives him a sleepless night. And that's where the role of technology comes. To tell you a little story, that when we signed the MECO, Vattikuti Foundation signed the MECO in 2012, before it was being taken over by the Stryker, and I had the responsibility of finding the right people. And Dr. Gurva Reddy will remember that out of 18 surgeons I met in the country, I met him in April 2013, and it has taken that much of time to convince him. And why I wanted to go to him, I met all his high-volume colleagues, but I didn't find any space above. They had grown to the maximum. And I was looking for a person who is committed, who believes in the technology. There is no problem. He has taken that much of time. Vattikuti Foundation is looking forward to work with you and really make you an apical center in the world. Not only, as I always say, MECO, the story is yet to be written, because the volumes done across the globe are only a peanut of what it is possible in India. And we are extremely happy that it would benefit the common man in this country, and I congratulate Sunshine team for making this decision and look forward to much more global strides to make robotics a reality. Thank you very much.
I request my friend Srinivas Gardu sir to come and say a few words.
Honorable Minister, Health Minister Vital Rayadar garu, Gurva Reddy garu, good evening to everybody. Sun, every day, every time, it looks shine. Like sun, our Sunshine Hospital also, every day growing. Today, I think Gurva Reddy garu is completed 4,000 surgeries. He well known to Telangana, Andhra, overall India. We are very proud. India lone మొట్టమొదటి రోబోటిక్ సర్జరీ హైదరాబాద్లో ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేసినందుకు మాకు చాలా గర్వంగా ఉంది. తెలుగు రాష్ట్రాల్లోనే కాకుండా భారతదేశం మొత్తంలో కూడా గురువా రెడ్డి గారంటే ఆర్థోపెడిక్లో ఈ రెండు రాష్ట్రాల్లో ప్రతి ఒక్క ఆర్థోపెడిక్ డాక్టర్ గురువా రెడ్డి గారి గైడెన్స్తోనే అనేక సర్జరీలు చేయడం, హైదరాబాద్లో తెలంగాణలో ఈరోజు ఒక ఇన్నోవేటివ్గా ఇండియాలోనే మొట్టమొదటి రోబోటిక్ సర్జరీ హ్యాండ్స్ లేకుండా మిషనరీస్ ద్వారా ఇక్కడ ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేసినందుకు మాకు చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. ఖచ్చితంగా మా ప్రభుత్వం నుంచి మా నుంచి వారికి ఎల్లప్పుడూ సహాయ సహకారాలు ఉంటాయి. ఎంతోమంది పేదవాళ్ళకు కూడా వారు సర్జరీ చేసి చాలామంది కమర్షియలైజ్గా ఉంటారు, కానీ మేము దాదాపు 10-20 సంవత్సరాలను చూస్తున్నాం. ఎప్పుడు ఫోన్ చేసినా పేదవాళ్ళని చెప్తే ఇమ్మీడియట్గా వాళ్ళకు సర్జరీ చేసి వాళ్ళకు ఎంతోమందిని నీ రీప్లేస్మెంట్ చేసి సహాయపడినటువంటి గొప్ప వ్యక్తి. మా తరఫున, మా ప్రభుత్వం తరఫున ఎల్లప్పుడూ వారికి సహాయ సహకారాలు ఉంటాయని చెప్పి మొట్టమొదటిగా హైదరాబాద్లో ప్రవేశపెట్టినందుకు మాకు చాలా గర్వంగా ఉంది. వారు ఇంకా ఇలాంటివి ఎన్నో ఇన్నోవేటివ్ కార్యక్రమాలు చేయాలని చెప్పి ఒక ఆర్థోపెడిక్లోనే కాకుండా మిగతా దానిలో డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో కూడా వాళ్ళు ముందుకు తీసుకురావాలని చెప్పి మా తరఫున పూర్తి సహాయ సహకారం అందిస్తామని చెప్పి తెలియజేస్తూ వచ్చిన అందరికి డాక్టర్స్ అందరు కూడా హృదయపూర్వకమైన శుభాకాంక్షలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
We're so fortunate to have Dr. Thomas Kuhn tonight. Dr. Kuhn is the founder and medical director of Kuhn Joint Replacement Institute, St. Helena, California. Dr. Kuhn has over 30 years of experience in knee replacement and has done over 13,000 joints. He has been involved in designing several systems, including minimally invasive surgery instrumentation. Over the last 15 years, he's been instrumental in transforming arthroplasty industry with the pioneering work in the field of robotics and Mako. Dr. Kuhn is one of the chief designers of the Mako robot and the Restoris partial knee platform. Dr. Kuhn, it's an honor to have you tonight. I would like to welcome you to come on stage and tell us about the evolution of Mako robot.
Okay, we go to HDMI. There we go. Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. Honored guests, thank you so much for the kind invitation. This is an amazing crowd. I mean, what a launch. I have to give you a hand. This is amazing. I've done this all over the world, and this takes the cake for sure. They asked me to talk about some of the development of Mako knee arthroplasty. So a little bit of a medical talk. I apologize, but kind of what I do. I must disclose to you that Stryker pays me to be here. I'm a paid consultant, and well, importantly, they pay me because I have ideas. I'm a country bone doctor. I have ideas that work and translate to the normal guy, and we can, as I'll show you, we've been able to sell that all around the world. I first came across Mako in 2006. At the time, I was well known for my work with quad sparing total knee. And I was actually the second user in the world of the Mako robot, the first generation robot, along with Dr. Martin Roche, who you saw in one of the earlier slides. He and I went on to develop the Restoris MCK implant and the second generation robot that came out in 2008. We then went on to develop in 2010 and start working on total knee and the third generation robot that you see here now. And in 2014, we took that to clinical use. We did an FDA study, and it's now been in practice with that robot for almost 5 years. I personally performed about 13,000 joint replacements, hip and knee, primarily knee, the last 15 years, over 3,500 robotic procedures. And since 2015, I've actually retired from full-time clinical practice, and now I travel around teaching surgeons all around the Asia-Pacific region how to use the robot. This is a CT-based system, three-dimensional guidance. This is one of my first cases back in 2006, showing partial knee. And we literally take virtual pictures and models of the implant and put those directly on the bone. Importantly, this is a tactile robotic interface. The surgeon can feel and interact with the robot so he knows where he's going, what he's doing, and can avoid damaging any important tissues. This is actually the first generation robot from 2006. You can see it was very large and very cumbersome. It had a fixed angle of fixed wrist, but from the very first case, it worked very well and allows us to put those implants with great precision in the proper place. I think you can see that the motion is very smooth, allows us to do a very accurate job in machining the bone to fit those implants. This is yet another view, and we actually, since it had a fixed arm, we had to move the whole robotic arm up and down and all around, and it looks quite cumbersome, and it was to learn. Once you figured it out, though, it was very quick, and I was able to do these procedures in just about 20 minutes. This is a computer-guided cutting tool. I like to call it the CNC for the knee. This was my very first case with the robot from 2006. I apologize for the bloody photo for those non-medical people, but I think you can see it's a very smooth, very accurate cut. Nothing we could ever do, even with 30 years of experience, with a hand tool. And the question is, with knee replacement, how do you do and how does it last? And again, this is one of my early cases, now with 8 years follow-up, still intact, in good position and functioning well with no sign of failure. We went on and we looked back at some studies. We found that about half the knees patients out there would be candidates for partial knee on both the medial and the anterior side. And we went on to develop what became known as a bicompartmental knee. And this is an example of the software that allows us to very accurately match the curve of the implant to the curve of your bone so that we're able to get customized fitting of the implants to your bone, as Dr. Reddy said, like having a custom tailored suit rather than just an off-the-rack fit. So you literally fit the implants to the bone rather than fitting the bone to the implant. Patient had a year after follow-up showing perfect alignment and positioning of the components, 5 years post-op. So this gives us consistently reproducible precision. It allows a surgeon to do a great job doing what they need to do to get the implants in the best possible position for you. So the question is, how do we do? How are we doing with this? We've been doing it now for actually 15 plus years. And these are some studies, my own studies. This is a 6-surgeon multi-center study, 1,000 patients, one of the largest partial knee studies ever put together. And you can see that at 5 to 6 follow-up, we're substantially better with the Mako, about 98.2% still successful at 5 years versus 95 in the Australian registry. So about 5% better with the use of the robot than standard hand tools. Looked at another way, looking at revisions per 100 component years, the Mako on the far right is better, substantially better than standard instrumented knee, and in fact even better than standard instrumented total knee. So far, it is the most successful knee implant design system that's ever been made. So we went on with these successes to talk about bringing in total knee, and the thing is, we found out that we were about 3 times better with the robot in terms of alignment and balancing and accuracy. So this enables us to go on with high-tech implant features and designs. And our goal is to get improved results through enhanced anatomic matching and implant design. The beauty is these are 3D models. Information is power, and we get tremendous power through the use of this information. It allows us to highlight anatomic deformities, allow assessments of rotation, which we couldn't do before, show osteophytes, bone defects, previous surgeries, all the things that we surgeons deal with, we learned over many years, but allows even younger surgeons to be much more accurate. So just as an example, this is one of my early cases, maybe my 5th case or so with the robot. You can see there's a large amount of bone missing on the inner side of the knee, large bone spurs. This allows me to plan for that all in advance before I ever go to the operating room. And I'm not going to belabor the technical aspects, but it gives us important information on the gap, the space that we need to fill with metal and plastic, and how we're going to balance the ligaments, and how the implant will fit on the bone. Enables to get a perfect fit of the implant and perfect balancing of the joint every time. Just an example, this is actual clinical footage of, this was in the IDE study, the initial study cases. This is my 5th case now, 6 years ago. But I think you can see, much like you saw earlier with the sawbones, if you look, if you know anything about it, there's no rods, there's no jig, there's no cutting blocks. We're actually navigating the saw itself The saw is a special saw. It's shorter, it's thicker, so we don't get deviation of the blade. Allows us to get a perfect cut every time. On the tibial side, again, similar. You can see this cutting. You come into the what's shown in green. We call it green bone. It's not really green. Just that's the color we chose on the software. And allows us to make very accurate cuts of the bone. As a surgeon, allows us to protect things like there's a little round area in the back to protect the PCL. It's an important ligament. Some surgeons like to preserve. This allows us to protect that. The saw will not allow you to cut that. So it's much safer for the patient, much enhanced patient safety. This allows us to do a simple primary knee. On the left, you see my preferred minimally invasive implant. On the right, and one of the new Stryker cementless knees. Stryker with the Triathlon system has a number of different options, and you're able to use any of those with the robot. You can do more advanced cases. On the left, you see a severe valgus knee, knock knees. You don't see that a lot in India. We see it in America more often. It allows us to use a combination of revision and standard components to get great results. Dr. Reddy said earlier, their Indian patients have a lot of really severe pathology. This allows us to plan for that ahead of time and have a better idea of what we need to do rather than just an educated guess. Or you can do extremely complex cases. Now, I'm not going to say the robot makes those easy. It doesn't. But it gives you more information. Information is power. It allows you to plan better ahead of time and know what you need to do to make it work. And this is that case done in about 35 minutes with a constrained type implant. Well, how have we done? You saw a slide about this early. Internationally, over 300,000 patients now have been done with the robot. So I'm pleased to say that some of my work has made a great difference in a great many lives. 13 plus years of experience, about 825 systems now worldwide, and I must say in Asia it's really taking off. We're selling them now in India. Last month I launched the 5th system in Japan, Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, Bangkok. We're really expanding all over Asia, so congratulations to all of you. And we just look forward to great successes in the future. So in summary, great implant designs and techniques allow us to be muscle sparing, ligament sparing, and bone sparing, depending on which option you choose. And this 3D visualization allows accurate planning of implants, pre-planning of balance, and perfect execution of the surgical plan. Victor Hugo said, an invasion of armies can be easily evicted, but not an idea whose time has come. I think the time is here that we put computers and robotics into surgery. Thank you.
It's a rare privilege to have the inventor with us. He traveled all the way from America to be here with us. Thank you so much, sir. And we will keep the flag flying and let it go beyond that.
Coming to the last segment of this evening, may I now invite Sri Itala Ranjar Garu to please come and use the total hip arthroplasty application. So Dr. Adarsh will take us through that.
So our third robotic surgeon for the day. So if you notice, this is the hip replacement. This is again different from the total knee and the partial knee which we had shown you till now. This is something known as a ream. Can you see this? It's like a cup. It fits into the socket of the acetabulum of the hip joint, and it tells you when to stop reaming. So this is completely different from the knee. Initially, without the robot, we would have to do trial and error. Ream, come out, see if the bone is cut enough, then again go in. Here we don't have that. Once the green goes away, that means you've cut enough. Fantastic. And this step normally would take at least 20 minutes with trial and error, but with the robot, just 1 minute. It's just, we've already planned everything beforehand, before going into the surgery.
New technology, హైదరాబాద్ మీద ఆవిష్కరించి రేపు దేశంలోనే ఎక్కడ ఎవరికి నీ రీప్లేస్మెంట్ కావాలన్నా మా గురువారెడ్డి గారు ఉన్నారు, మా సన్షైన్ హాస్పిటల్ ఉందనేటువంటి పద్ధతిలో విశ్వాసం కలిగించినందుకు వారికి వారి టీంకి శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తూ ఉన్నాం. మా సహచర మంత్రివర్యులు శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారు, పివి సింధు గారు, పెద్దలు చాలా ఎమినెంట్ పర్సన్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారు. మీ అందరికి కూడా మా పక్షాన శుభాకాంక్షలు తెలియజేస్తూ, ఏ వ్యక్తి రాణించాలన్నా ఎఫిషియన్సీ లేకుండా అది సాధ్యపడదు. కమిట్మెంట్ లేకుండా, కష్టపడకుండా లేకుండా అది సాధ్యపడదు. గురువారెడ్డి గారు 30 సంవత్సరాల వారి సుదీర్ఘ ప్రయాణంలో వేలాది మందికి ఒక విశ్వాసాన్ని కల్పించడంలో, ధైర్యాన్ని అందించడంలో, అంతేకాకుండా గొప్ప సేవలు అందించడంలో సక్సెస్ అయినటువంటి వ్యక్తిగా నేను భావిస్తూ ఉంటాను. గురువారెడ్డి గారి టీంకి ఇవాళ 4th జనరేషన్ రోబో మరింత మెరుగైనటువంటి సేవలు అందించడంలో, విశ్వాసాన్ని పథకంలో దోహదపడుతుందని చెప్పి నేను విశ్వసిస్తూ ఉన్నాను. గురువారెడ్డి గారు, నేను సన్షైన్ హాస్పిటల్లో ఒక కార్యక్రమంలో వాళ్ళని పిలిచినప్పుడు పోయినా, పేరు వినేది నేను, కానీ వారి మాటలు విన్న తర్వాత వారి ఎందుకు ఎట్లా సక్సెస్ అయిందో అర్థమైంది మాకు. డాక్టర్గా కేవలం నిష్ణాతులైతే మాత్రమే, గొప్ప వైద్యం అందిస్తే మాత్రమే సక్సెస్ కారు. డాక్టర్గా ఎంత బాధ్యత ఉన్నానో మనిషిని తృప్తిపరచడం కూడా, మనిషిని లీనం చేయడంలో, మనిషిని అట్రాక్ట్ చేయడంలో, మనిషికి విశ్వాసం కలిగించడంలో గురువారెడ్డి గారు గొప్ప పాత్ర నిర్వహించాలని చెప్పి ఆ రోజు నేను డిసైడ్ చేసుకున్నాం. గురువారెడ్డి గారి ఒక పొలిటికల్ లీడర్ లాగా మాట్లాడుతూ ఉంటాడు. ఒక డాక్టర్ కాకుండా గంటల తరబడి మాట్లాడగలిగేటువంటి నైపుణ్యం ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తి గురువారెడ్డి గారు. తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రం, ఇలా హైదరాబాద్ నగరం దేశంలోనే ఒక హెల్త్ హబ్గా వెలిసినది ఇవాళ గురువారెడ్డి గారు కావచ్చు, అనేక మంది నిష్ణాతుల డాక్టర్లు ఇక్కడ ఉండడం అనేది దానికి కారణంగా నేను భావిస్తా ఉన్నా. ఇవాల్టి శాస్త్ర విజ్ఞాన ఫలాలు కింది ప్రజానీకాన్ని కూడా అందించేటువంటి ప్రయత్నం ప్రభుత్వ పరంగా కొనసాగుతూ ఉంది. డెఫినెట్గా గురువారెడ్డి గారు 30 సంవత్సరాల తన జీవితంలో ఎంత విశ్వాసమైతే పాదుకొల్పిండో, రాబోయే కాలంలో అంతకంటే గొప్ప విశ్వాసం పాదుకొల్పడంలో సక్సెస్ కావాలని చెప్పి మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటూ, తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వ పరంగా ఇవాళ కార్పొరేట్ వైద్యం అంటేనే ఏదో వ్యాపారం అనేటువంటి కోణం కాకుండా, అరేబియన్ కంట్రీస్ కానీ, ఆఫ్రికన్ కంట్రీస్ కానీ, ఇతర కంట్రీస్ కూడా హైదరాబాద్లో ట్రీట్మెంట్ తీసుకుంటే గొప్పగా సక్సెస్ అవ్వడానికి ఆస్కారం ఉంటుంది, హైదరాబాద్లో ట్రీట్మెంట్ తీసుకుంటే చాలా చీప్గా దొరికేటువంటి ఆస్కారం ఉంటుంది అనేటువంటి విశ్వాసం ఇక్కడ కలుగుతూ ఉంది. రాబోయే కాలంలో హైదరాబాద్ మరింత గొప్పగా ఎదిగి ప్రపంచంలో అనేక విషయాల్లో, వైద్య రంగంలో ఆ విశ్వాసాన్ని కలిగించడంలో ప్రభుత్వ పరంగా కూడా మీకు పూర్తి సహాయసహకారాలు అందిస్తామని చెప్పి మనవి చేస్తూ, ఇవాళ గురువారెడ్డి గారు దగ్గర నా అల్లుడు కూడా పనిచేస్తాడు. మీకు తెలుసో తెలియదో వారిని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు మీ దగ్గర పనిచేసింది అనేది కూడా ఒక పాజిటివ్ అంశం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అంటే వారు కేవలం ఆ వైద్యంలో కాకుండా మానవతా విలువలు పాదుకొల్పడంలో, మానవ సంబంధాన్ని పరిపుష్టి చేయడంలో, బతకడం ఎట్లో నేర్పడంలో తప్పకుండా వారు నేర్పుతారనేటువంటి విశ్వాసంతో నేను సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవడంలో ఒక భాగమైన విషయం గురువారెడ్డి గారు. ఇవాళ తప్పకుండా మీరు మరింత మీ సన్షైన్ హాస్పిటల్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ హాస్పిటల్స్ గొప్పగా ఎదిగి గొప్ప పేరు సంపాదించుకోవాలని చెప్పి కోరుకుంటూ సెలవు తీసుకున్నా. జై తెలంగాణ.
చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ సార్, మీరు ఇచ్చిన అద్భుతమైన కాంప్లిమెంట్స్కి. మీ అల్లుడు నిజంగానే మంచి అల్లుడు, నో డౌట్ అబౌట్ దట్. మీ అల్లుడికి నేను సభాముఖంగా చెప్తున్నాను, ఆయనంతటా ఆయన వెళ్ళిపోతే తప్ప నేను పంపించను. అండ్ వన్స్ అగైన్ థ్యాంక్ యూ ఆల్. అండ్ ఇందాక మా కో బ్రదర్ భాస్కర్ ఇంతమందిని పిలిచి ఇంత చిన్న హాల్ ఏంటి అన్నాడు. అండ్ ఐ థింక్ యువర్ ఎఫెక్షన్, నేను ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఇవాళ చాలా పెళ్ళిళ్ళు ఉన్నాయి, చాలామంది రారనుకున్నాను నేను. బట్ ఐ కెన్ సీ దీస్ పీపుల్. వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ ఓవర్వెల్మ్డ్ బై ది లవ్ అండ్ ఎఫెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ యువర్స్. యాజ్ ఎ సే, సార్ అన్నట్టు ఆపరేషన్లు అందరూ చేస్తారు, బట్ మానవతా విలువలు, ఆ అనుబంధాలు చాలా ముఖ్యం సార్. చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ సో మచ్ సార్. అండ్ వన్స్ అగైన్ మీకు సదా కృతజ్ఞతలు సార్. మీరు తప్పకుండా రెండు భోజనం. ఈ లోపల ఒక్కసారి నా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ డాక్టర్స్ మొత్తం ఇంక్లూడింగ్ రిజిస్ట్రార్స్ ఒక్కసారి వస్తే స్టేజ్ మీద మినిస్టర్ గారితో ఒక ఫోటో తీసుకుందాం. ప్లీజ్ ఆల్ ది సన్షైన్ డాక్టర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్థోపెడిక్స్, ప్లీజ్ కమ్ ఆన్ టు ద స్టేజ్. మీకు చెప్పడం మర్చిపోయాను, శ్రీనివాస్ గౌడ్ గారు అల్లుడు కూడా మా దగ్గర ఉన్నాడు. సో మా రహస్యం మీకు తెలిసి ఉంటుంది ఇప్పటికి. మంచి మినిస్టర్ల అల్లుడిని మేము ఉద్యోగాలు ఇచ్చి మా దగ్గర పెట్టుకొని. థ్యాంక్ యూ శ్రీనివాస్. అండ్ డిన్నర్ అండ్ లిక్కర్ ఈజ్ ఓపెన్, సో ప్లీజ్ హ్యావ్ ఫుడ్ అండ్ గో. అండ్ ఆర్థోపెడిక్ డాక్టర్స్ ప్లీజ్ ఇక్కడికి వస్తే ఒకసారి మినిస్టర్ గారితో ఫోటో తీయించుకుందాం. ప్లీజ్ ఆల్ ద పీపుల్ కమ్ ఆన్ టు ద స్టేజ్. Come on to the stage, including the registrars. Yeah, Dr. Kuhn as well. Please, sir.